RV Tech Pro. Guys, let's take a look at a underrated set that I've had for years. I think I probably purchased this set around the time that I first started getting into the Tough System 2.0, which is about maybe 4 years ago, okay? And this is a really good half-inch set. There's a ratchet. It's all right. It's heavy. The ratchet is really heavy, but I didn't buy the kit for the ratchet. It's quick release, which is nice. It's dirty. My hands are clean because I use this a lot. Rag over here. But check this out. The sizes. It's going to start at a 13, which is good. Half-inch set that need to go down to 10 millimeter. What we need are the larger sizes. Half-inch set, starting at 13, going to 24. It does have skips, and it's giving you the common sizes, right? And on the standard size, it starts at 7/16 and goes up all the way to 1 inch, which has saved me a lot. As you can tell, these sockets are well used. Even has some features in there for offloading the weight off the corners. Now you have to look up the part number on this because I threw the case away a long time ago, and this has been in my toolbox. That's one of the part numbers. I never really examined these very closely to notice that they had individual part numbers. But everything does have an individual part number. So as you can see, it came with a ratchet, metric, standard, an extension, and then the little adapter for your drill driver, impact driver, or whatever, 1/4 inch. But yeah, this is my go-to when I'm working on a lot of the bigger stuff, and I pretty much exclusively use these on impacts, and I've been doing so for at least 3 or 4 years, and they've held up. Held up really well, and they don't fall off. You know, when you use these for a long time on impacts and the socket it's kind of soft, they'll tend to wear out. You know, the anvil is much harder than the socket, and the socket, they kind of fall off, and I hate that when I put the socket on there and it doesn't, the detent doesn't hold on to it. But as you can see, I've used all these sockets. The 1 inch looks the best. It gets the least amount of use. But when I need it, I definitely need it. Notice some of the features on this. We'll look at this larger socket for detail. You see how it's machined for easy insertion of the anvil, and then it has a detent on all 4 sides. So if you're using an impact gun that has a ball detent, let's see if I have one. I think I do. Most of my stuff is hog ring, which I prefer, because on the detent pins, it makes it harder to pull a socket off. They hold on better though. But even all the way up to my 3/4 drag, it has a hog ring, but it also has the hole in it for the safety sockets like they use overseas a lot. to where you can run the wire through there and the socket there. Like their stuff would have a hole through the socket, and you could put like it's like a wire, stiff wire you twist around so it can't fall off when you're in a situation working real high up or doing something that has heavy FME rules, foreign material exclusion. Like when I worked at the nuclear plant when I was younger, the FME was a big thing. And like in aviation, with the FOD stuff, you can't afford for anything to fall into the components. That's what that is good for. It has knurling. So you have the machining that allows for the easy anvil insertion. You have the detent for if you're using a detent pin anvil like my DCF 899. It's a detent pin. Also, I believe the hog ring kind of fits in there too to make a tight fit on the hog ring with that. Individual part numbers. You have the machining on the inside here for offloading of the load on the corners. Very similar to another well-known brand. As you can see in this snap-on socket, we have this. I could clean it up, but I do use this, and I didn't do a good job in cleaning these up after I used them last. But as you can see, compared to the snap-on, you got some similar features in here, right? So you got, like, I think Snap-on calls it like the flank drive or whatever. And then here you have that similar feature. Flip it over. You have the knurling. The Dewalt is much more aggressive in the knurling than the Snap-on is. And then the Dewalt also is more aggressive in the machining for the easy insertion of the anvil. Also, like the Snap-on, it has that machining done on the sides to catch the hog ring or the detent pin. So it has the same features as the Snap-on socket for a fraction of the cost. Normally people who are buying a lot of Snap-on tools, they're not really concerned about the cost. What happens when you get into buying Snap-on stuff and tools, you start to care less about the price and more about the performance. But it doesn't turn us into total idiots to where we're willing to spend a vast amount of money on tools that don't perform just because they say Snap-on. I don't know any well, I ran across a couple of, die-hard Snap-on fanboys that believe everything that Snap-on makes is gold, which is not the case. That's definitely not the case for me. That's why I buy all different brands. I do prefer the Snap-on on a lot of stuff, but if they make something that's totally garbage, I'm gonna call them out on it. And I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy something else. Or if somebody's way better at something, I'm gonna buy it from the other manufacturer. So, but to get a good, nice, high quality socket like these, I'm sure they were made in Taiwan. Most stuff is. I don't have the packaging anymore. I threw a lot of the blow molded cases away, but I'm pretty sure that this is definitely not USA made. This stuff's made overseas, guys. I don't know exactly what the country of origin is, but it's a very inexpensive DeWalt set. Maybe this was $75 for the whole set, maybe like $75. This is something you can pick up out of a big box store or go online on Amazon and get, right? But this is a really good set and it's held up over the years. It has the same features as my Snap-on sockets. but for the money and the size range, this has been a superior set. So I really, this is my go-to, especially when I'm dealing with suspension stuff. And I mostly use it on impact. When I can't get an impact in there, I like having a compact 1/2-inch ratchet if I'm low on space and I can't get a big 24-inch, 1/2-inch ratchet in there or whatever. I do like having that. But a lot of the times I'm gonna go for like a large 1/2-inch flex head if I can't get my impact guns in there, because I can get the leverage to break it loose. This is kind of short for a 1/2-inch ratchet. I mean, this is a standard size, but if you got something like on suspension that's really tight, it's gonna be hard to get it off with such a short tool. As you can see at my hand, and I do have large hands, but it's not that, I don't have a tape measure on me, but it's not very long for a 1/2-inch ratchet if you're trying to break off something very tight. Another reason why I wear gloves is when I'm using a ratchet like this in a close quarter situation, I'm normally, when I break it free, I have so much body weight on it that my hand, my arm or whatever flies and hits other components and I get them all skint up. So that's why I always have a pair of these around. Keep them in my back pocket. I use them, I love them. People say, oh, they're thin and this and that. That's why I like them. I don't want a thick glove. These gloves allow me to have protection while being able to maintain dexterity and being able to handle small fasteners. Plus, the material they make them out of allows you to operate touchscreen, your iPad and your phones, your scan tools. So all of that is needed, you know. And in the summertime, I don't want a thick, full leather glove that's all bulky and clunky. So that is not a negative aspect of these gloves. It is actually a benefit that they are thin. They wear out in about a month. You can see over here, I have them all over. I buy them, they're not cheap. Expect to spend about $20 a set. And this set is about a month old. And they don't have holes in them yet, but they will because I use them a lot and I normally wear out the fingertips on them. But I keep buying them. Actually, I buy them like 4 pairs at a time, so I always have them. But anyway, those are great gloves, and I like to use gloves while I'm working, so keep from cutting and scraping up my hands and stuff. Plus, it gives me, I feel like my hands are tougher and I'm less worried about getting hurt, so I can put more torque on something when I have gloves on versus when I don't, because whatever I'm using, the wrench or whatever, is not digging in my hand as much. And if you don't think that's true, then that kind of negates the whole value of a comfort grip ratchet. When you're using something like a comfort grip ratchet, like that big snap-on back there, or this mat, the comfort grip, because it's soft and easy on your hands, you're more prone to put more torque on it because it's comfortable, and you can just hang off of the thing and you're not worried about, you know, hurting your hand or anything. That's what we got for today, guys. An underrated set. Look it up, get it, you won't be disappointed. Same features as, very similar to my snap-ons in features, and the knurling is better. Good set for the toolbox. It comes in a little small case, something like this, like a larger version of this is what the case looks like, and it has a handle, so something great to have in the truck. Or you can pop the tray out like I did, keep it in the toolbox. That's all for now. RV Tech Pro, out.